For that. The coaches will be the first to tell you that I make lots of mistakes, but I always own them and then I fix them. So if I made any errors today, please go ahead and blame me and I'll take accountability. This is a very special evening, and I want to invite the Lowry family up. So much. We also have our student life director covering and helping manage everything, coordinating the athletic department and taking care of the athletic and the academic program. Our principal, Charlotte. And last but not least, probably the most important person here this evening is Sheila. She takes care of everything with our trips, and she goes to the schools and she covers our behind more than we can imagine. So thank you so much, Sheila. So the next person that I want to introduce is our speaker this evening. And I'm proud because this is a previous student. She's an alumni. Dawn Sled is here as our speaker this evening. And she is from OSD from 2017. And she was awarded the Athletic Award, Outstanding Athletic Award for that year, as well as the academic team, basketball team, senior class president of OSD FCCLA, and also the president of OSD National Honor Society. She has graduated from Northeastern University, Northeastern State University, in the early childhood program. In 2021, she graduated. Prior, she was president of an SU ASL club, and she is currently working as a traveling teacher at the School for the Deaf. And she's working with different public schools in the Tahlequah and areas around in rural areas of the state. She works one-on-one with students that are deaf from the ages birth to 8. She's going to be and I'd like to welcome Dawn to come to our presentation tonight. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. You saved me time, now I don't have to introduce myself, but most of you already know who I am. I am a graduate of OSD. My whole family has attended OSD as well. And so I don't feel the need to introduce myself again. I am from a deaf family. Myself, I am deaf as well. Grew up deaf, graduated here from OSD. And after that, I actually went to Connors State College in Muskogee for nursing. That's how I started. And that didn't really work out for me. And so I decided to transfer to NSU. And I've graduated there to become a teacher. So that's a little bit of my history and my background. It's really a great honor to be here. I was very surprised when I was asked to come and present. So I was very willing and excited to do this. I just really want to talk about 3 main points. First, I want to talk about the importance of whenever you finish high school, how athletics can be involved and utilized in your life for the future. Maybe when you go to college or start a new job, go to VOTEC, or whatever it is that you decide to do after school. The first point is time management. This is so important. The second is having a backup plan and having a good support team. And then third is consistently challenging yourself. Can everyone see me okay? Okay. I want to explain and expand off of these 3 points and explain how they apply here during my athletic career and my experiences here at OSD in school, and then also how that has begun to help me in my college experience and how it will continue to as well. The first point, time management. You can see I was involved in a lot of activities in high school. There were a lot of responsibilities, a lot of different things that I was doing, and it was difficult. The first time I experienced some of these things, I was figuring out how to balance it all. I was no expert and I was not perfect at it. I experienced many frustrations once I figured out how to manage everything. I was involved in sports like basketball, volleyball. I was involved in track for 1 year. I was involved in golf as well. Also academic team, and so that involved in athletics, but then other organizations like NHS, FCCLA, and I'm not going to go through the list naming them all for you. And then on top of that, I had school, which was the most important, and how that affected all of my other activities. If I wasn't doing good in school, then I couldn't participate in athletics or the other organizations that I wanted to be involved in. During all of this activities and this time, I learned how to manage my time and balance everything really well. And so it was a good experience for my 4 years of high school. But how did that help me now through college? Whenever you go to college, the classes are different than they are here in high school. You take a variety of classes, your schedule is different, and there's a lot of responsibility to go and find where is your class. Maybe the next hour is across campus on the other side in a different building, and so there's a lot of responsibility to know where your classes are, as I'm sure you all know. Also, just being involved in different organizations, or maybe even sports. I was not involved in sports in college, but I was involved in several organizations. Being involved in these organizations, I didn't want to become overwhelmed, so I would experience some from high school, and that helped to set me up for success in college. Figuring out how to say no, maybe when I couldn't do something, if I was getting too overwhelmed, maybe if I didn't have time to study, or I didn't have time to rest or enjoy myself and do what I wanted to, I had to learn to say no to things I maybe wanted to be involved in, so that's really important as well. It's important to know how to prioritize as well. Don't push yourself too much. Take what is the most important thing to you. For me, that was ASL. I love ASL. I want to teach others all about ASL. I want people to be interested in our language and be able to learn to communicate with me. So I took the time to tutor people one-on-one in ASL. And that's how I got involved in the ASL club. I chose to focus on a teaching major and teaching organizations, such as and ASL organizations. So I had 3 main ones that I focused on, as well as some others. But I had my top 3 first. And then if I was able to, I would participate in the others. So it's important to keep that in mind when it comes to managing your time, whenever you graduate and finish high school. So that's my first point. Now on to the second point. For example, with my second point, I'll use basketball. We're playing basketball, you've got the ball. But you're supposed to know where all of your teammates are, right? What happens if you get the ball and you're stuck and you can't shoot? But if you know you have a teammate maybe over to the side, or maybe if you know the play, you know they're supposed to go around this way, and so you can almost pass it to them to get an easier shot. So you need to have a backup plan. Plan A, plan B, sometimes even plan C. Same way in sports. Not just in basketball though, in football and volleyball, you always need to have a backup plan. There's not just one way to do something, you need to have other ways to accomplish it as well. And then support. You depend and you rely on your teammates. You trust that they're going to be there for you whenever you need them. So you may be wondering, why is a support team so important for the future after I leave high school? You need people that you can trust and that you can rely on, though. When you get frustrated, when you're not feeling motivated, they can be there to step in and encourage you, tell you that you can do things, remind you who you are, and tell you of your skills, and they will be there for you. Whenever you finish high school and go on to college or wherever it is you plan to go, you're going to have frustrations, and you're going to feel fed up. What are you going to do? Just give up? No, you have to keep pushing through, and you can rely on your support team to help you with that. They may help you figure out a different way to get through something. And that's what you use your backup plan for, to get through whatever you need to in order to accomplish your goal. Maybe the first way doesn't work, but maybe your second way, your plan B, is going to help you achieve that goal. For example, like I previously mentioned, I went to Connor State for nursing. It wasn't really working out for me. I really enjoyed my classes, I enjoyed science, I love science. But I just began to realize, this isn't me. Do I want to do this every day? I couldn't imagine myself being stressed all day, every day, not happy with what I was doing. And so I actually had to force myself to withdraw and think about what I wanted to do. I asked my family, you know who I am. Explain to me who you think I am. What would be a good fit for me? What job do you think matches me and who I am? And a few family members would give me their advice. But most importantly, my dad. He said, you'd be a good teacher. I said, teacher? The money? I don't know about that. But Dad said, it's not about the money. It's about your happiness. That's the most important thing. And so I agreed he was right. So I decided to change my mindset off of money and how much I could earn, and understand that any job will be successful if I'm happy. So came back to OSD after 2 years, kind of looked around a little bit at the elementary classes to see if I liked what I saw. And I noticed that I did. I fell in love with it. I thought, okay, I'll take some classes and I'll see. And it was amazing how easy I was. I was so motivated, I wanted to learn everything. With nursing school, I was getting fed up and tired, I wasn't motivated. But when it came to education classes, I just wanted to learn more and more and take as many as I could. And then I realized this is what I was meant to do. So I hope this is a good example for you all. If you need to change your major, or maybe something's not going the way that you had planned, don't get overwhelmed, don't give up. Maybe, self-evaluate, look within yourself. Figure out who you are and what it is that you want to do. I changed my goals, and I'm happy because of it. So now my third point. Continually challenge yourself. So going back to sports, from that perspective. If your team's doing good, maybe in football and basketball, and your team's doing good, and you seem to maybe take the lead, and you think, oh, we're good, and you just begin to go about doing things, but maybe come halftime, you think, oh, we're winning by 20 or 30 points. We're good, we don't need to maybe try as hard, we don't need to push it as hard, we can just kind of slack off a little bit. You think that's going to work? No. Why? What's going to happen? The other team is going to catch back up. You may win or even lose by a few points, and that has happened to me before. That actually happened my senior year. We went to Arkansas for GPSD championship game, and we knew Arkansas. We played them many times, and it was going to be no big deal. So we just take off. We're winning. And I remember at halftime, we thought, oh, we've got this. We don't need to worry. It's fine. But then someone fouled out. Many of our key players actually began to start fouling, and they were having to sit on the bench. And then it was just me. I was the only starter left. And the other players didn't have enough experience to feel confident, and then Arkansas ended up winning by 2 points for the championship. Why was that? It's because we just lost our continual challenge of ourselves. We began to slack off. And I just remember that, being really frustrated. Or maybe I was like, oh, I don't need to work extra on this. I reminded myself of that game and knew that I needed to continually challenge myself. So it can apply to sports and after high school. I graduated from high school, thought no more challenges, look for your career. Mine was college, that's what I chose to do. And so I continued, and I faced challenges and frustrations, but I continued to go through. Did I stop challenging myself? No, not at all. Teachers require a lot of you. A lot of research shows, there's a lot of research today that shows this. It's the same with current day strategies and activities, and you have to fit the child specifically and challenge yourself in order to learn what you need to do. What you learn in college shouldn't be enough. You should continue to learn after that, just like I am. I'm continuing to learn everything that I can. That's related to any job that you go into, right? You just keep learning. You never stop learning. You just continue to learn until the day that we die. So those are the 3 points I really wanted to focus on, but I'm going to do a quick review of them. The first one is time management. This is crucial. The second one is having a backup plan. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. And as well as a good support team. And family to rely on or friends. And then third is to continually challenge yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dawn. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming this evening. And there's another group that I wanted to mention. It's very important to us. Big Green. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your help. Thank you for the fundraising that you've done all year. And again, Dawn, thank you. So important what she presented tonight. Students, please pay attention to that and use that. What she's learned, take that and use that. And that will help you in your next step in college. So copy that information. You don't have to recreate it. The plan's there. Use it. So copy that for your future down the road and use it. Next, I'd like all the coaches to come on the platform. If you would, please line up.
To games. I want us to be the champ at everything, right? Of course. So let's give them a... They work many hours. And they have to be very patient with me about everything. So I really feel sorry for these guys and gals. We want to honor the students who have been involved with athletics And we're going to start with, we start with our athletic banquet every year with the letter O awards, which means that students that were involved in different sports, whether it's volleyball, football, if you were involved, we want you all to be represented here in this program at this school, and your coaches, your parents, family, and all that are here to see you. And they represent the traveling and all the games, and realize where you're from, who you are. We want to recognize you formally. It's against it with the other schools. That's very important for us to remember that you represent OSD, you represent your family, you represent yourself most importantly. Especially when you go out there and play and go to games. We're very, very proud of what we've done this year, and we'd like to honor those of you that participated and represented yourselves. First, we have Pablo Gomez.
Next, we have Nakora Johnson. Appreciate your coaches. Next, we have Brooke Queen. Volleyball and basketball. Next, we have Aiden Arbertha for basketball. Next, we have Kashara Olarda, volleyball, basketball, and robotics. Next, we have Mario. Robotics is one of our newer programs that we have this year at OSD. And so we just started that 2 years ago. But man, that program has really taken off and it's awesome. Next, we have Hayden Deshawn. Football, basketball, golf, and track, as well as robotics. Wow, that's a long list. Now we have Peyton Fudge. Really, I think I put the last name wrong. Sorry, I put Steele. Sorry, Peyton. But volleyball, cheer, robotics, and oratorical. Next, we have Shannon Lewis. Football, basketball, golf, track, and robotics. Next, we have Ashley Miller. Volleyball, cheer, basketball, and robotics. Next, we have Araceli Morella. Volleyball, basketball, and robotics. Next we have Shalene Pagong. football, basketball, golf, and robotics. Next, we have Cheyenne Smith, volleyball and basketball. Next, we have Hannah Nunn, volleyball, basketball, track, and academic, as well as oratorical. Next is Kaden Gardia in track. Next we have McKenna Fleshman, volleyball, cheer, basketball, and ASL. Next is Krishna Johnson, basketball. Next is Chelsea Martin, golf and ASL. Parasailing, Merlin, come on up here now. You have volleyball, basketball, and robotics. Next, we have Rajan Brenninger, football, cheer, basketball, golf, track, academic, and robotics. Next, we have Shakayla Simmons, volleyball, basketball, track, robotics, and AS. Next is Alexis C, volleyball and golf. Next, we have Kaylin Miller for volleyball. Next, we have Riley Newell, football and basketball. Next, we have Landon Fuel, football, basketball, track, and academic. Next, we have Damari Rogers, football. Next is Leandra Sanchez for golf. Next, we have Russell York for football, basketball, golf, and track. Next, we have Jordan Brenner for football, basketball, and track. Next, we have Alan Fame for football, golf, and track. And that is all. Wow, look at these kids. With their ties, they're looking nice. I'm really impressed with y'all. Y'all clean up well. Okay, coaches, if you don't mind, y'all can take a seat. And kids, if y'all will come up front, we'll take a picture.
All the kids, once they're up here, they're trying to see who won the awards. Just be patient, guys. Wait. All right, just be patient. So next, we're going to have our football coaches. If you would, come up, please, and make your presentation and present your awards. Good evening, and I hope you are enjoying the banquet. The food was delicious, wasn't it? All right, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how the football action was this year. We had a really young team. Last year, we didn't have any games because of COVID. 2 or 3 years ago, we had some good players, and we had national champs. We had NDA national champs, and then our team got smaller. Then we had a young team that was coming up, but the team did really well. Basically, it was 6-2, right? So it was 6-2. Yeah. So 6-2. And Pablo was a good leader with this group. And then he got hurt and had to sit out. So we didn't have any seniors on the field. It was just a young team out there. And our leader was, he was hurt. So next year we're looking forward to the team. So for our offensive players, the most outstanding offensive player, based on the statistics and how many yards, passes, and we looked at all of that information. He was young, he was a first year here, and he had a lot of success. Parents were bringing him to the school. I love you. We love you, parents. Our most outstanding player. Yes. Now, our outstanding defensive player This kid, he just makes us look good. He was a good leader. With the defense, all the different things going on, he was always first in everything. And really, we just love this player and his leadership. And he was young as well. And we look forward to seeing what he can do during his second year. Most Okay, you all know. Offense, defense, they are very important in the game. They focus on the offensive player, the defensive player, but really, you know, they keep them all. The kids, the special teams gets left behind, and so really, that's boring. There's a lot of talk going on. We've got the offense, the defense, but if the team is lousy, we're not going to win, so the special teams are important. So we've got offense, defense, and then our special team players, when everybody is in, we've got a chance to win. Isn't that right, guys? That's right, we do. Some games we win because of the special teams, and so they contribute a lot to that, the points and losses. So this year we were looking to see who the special team, who the players were. It was a challenge to pick them out because we had to look at all of them and figure out their body, their sweat, their strength, their blood, sweat, and tears. But one really, no matter what, we asked him to do anything. When we moved him, no questions. He was right there in the middle of everything, and he would kick. It didn't matter. He was ready to go. He was always willing. If he was tired, he had all sorts of stuff going on. It didn't matter. He was ready to play. And so for the special team, that person who has the biggest heart, okay, next we have the offensive player, the most improved. And really, to be honest, all the boys, they did so much this year. The team, it was just a challenge at the beginning, but now we decided on one player specifically because of the statistics and outstanding player, but we really had to look to see who had improved and the first game to the last game to see how much work they had done. And this person was the youngest, very young. And again, I say, I love you to the parents who brought this person to the school. And that goes to Russell. Just like he was saying, when we looked at the statistics to see who had improved the most from the first two games, this one had an average of 3, and at the last 3, they improved by 3 points. They had 3 tackles, and so they were really impressive. And next year is going to be their last year, so we hope to see more from them. And we know that the sophomores are going to step up and all right, I think that's all for us. Next, who do we have next? Volleyball.
All right, hello. Volleyball girls, hey. Are you ready for next year? Think you can beat champs next year? Beat all the deaf schools, GBSD. definitely ready for next year too. And Levi, do we have got to stay after, you know how it is. So, volleyball coach for me is my second year. The first year was really stressful. We had COVID too. Gosh, and then we had practice, and that's all we did was practice. And then finally, we had a game. It was my first year, the first game. So you had to put up with me, didn't you? And I forced all the girls to make them run and get in shape. And we did a lot of running. They looked at me with that cross-eyed. Well, do look forward to next year. We'll be better, right? So we've got a new award this year. This particular player didn't play a lot, but they were all heart. They had a good attitude. They would pass the ball. They would help take care of things and they would bring up the morale of the girls. And this particular girl said, "Come on, you can do it." You know, it was always on the sideline, and that was. Goes to the most improved. And looking at all the girls trying to make that decision, this girl's wonderful. She's got a big heart. She works hard. She's very respectful to others. And she had never played volleyball before. She was kind of a little prissy, you know, and had long nails and the eyelashes and all that, and I said, "No, you gotta cut those nails, you gotta do something with those." She said, "Okay, fine, I'll trim them, make them shorter." But she still had all that girly look going on, so right, boys, yeah, you noticed that. As long as you can see the ball, that's all it takes. So, she picked up the game really quickly. And she said, "Coach, did you see that? Did you notice that?" She would spike the ball, she would take care of her area. And she surprised me over and over and over, every game. Most of it. Okay, now remember, the nails are the trim. This is for the outstanding player this year. You know, they were all good. And you know, I love you all, right? You do. You're a great team. But we had to pick one. And this particular player worked hard. And worked through hard breathing, with still blood, sweat, and tears. Volleyball, she would do whatever it took. So she was a serious player. And she made mistakes. She tried to do better the next time. She was always positive, a wonderful player. I'm going to be sad to see her leave. She's a senior. And that award goes to her. All right. You ready for next year? So now the academic team.
This is my first year here, my first year as a teacher, my first year as a coach for our academic team. It has been an interesting semester, an interesting time, interesting games, good games. Oh, anyway, it's been a good time. One of the things that I've been impressed with most with the team are the younger teams. I've got 3 players, 2 that are from the first year and 1 is the second year, and they seem to be doing really well. And at the Gallaudet Center at the regionals, we won first, and we were close in competition. We almost beat them, but
I think it was in the first round, we got, was it a tie?
yeah, it was a tie in
Yeah,
the second round.
second round there was a tie.
In the third round,
Yeah, we got beat in the third round.
yeah, they beat us. But oh wow,
First and second.
congrats to everybody for all their hard work. And one thing that was really funny is that we were always picking on Hannah about spelling. And spelling, she was the spelling painter's aide. Anyway, so
I want to explain a little bit about our experience here. So this is my 5th year personally as a coach of the Academic Bowl. And really, to be honest, the team challenges, and understand that these kids don't know anything, number one, as a team. And we can't say anything. We can't give them any information. So that's number one. They get in and they're motivated. And in the back of our minds, we're just thinking, oh, well, you know, this is my 5th year experiencing as a coach, and so we should be fine. Oh,
yeah, both of us were thinking the same thing.
We get into it, and it is nerve-wracking. Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking, oh gosh, my teeth, feeling sick to my stomach, I'm getting all nervous. I think, okay, fine, second round, things will get better. And my heart starts racing, and oh, my team has no idea that the number 1 team they're about to compete against, and I have to just sit there. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm about to pass out. I'm starting to see stars. Oh my goodness, the number 1 team, and we'll be tied with second. And I was just thinking, wow. And then the third round, they beat us by, I think it was maybe 10 or 12 points.
10 or 12 points.
But anyways, we just accepted that. I said, did you guys realize you were playing the number 1 team? They were feeling kind of down, and then they said, the number 1 team? We almost beat the number 1 team. And so really, I'm looking forward to the next few years.
Yes, we
We're going to
are.
have a great team. If they stay on the academic team, don't quit. Stay on the team for the next 2 years.
It's going to be
I
good.
look forward to competitions with
It
you
will.
all.
It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it too.
So now, I think we can explain.
Well, really, the 2 of us, we've been told, we have 3 good players, MVP players, and again, against football, looking at the statistics and looking at who had the most correct answers and who would work to answer the questions. Even though the spelling, there were lots of spelling errors, we still wanted to help.
Stay here. I want to call the other team members, Landon and Roger. Brandon, stay on the team. Rajan, stay on the team.
That's right. We need everybody.
All right, this was my first year being involved in the ASL team. I was very nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I've never experienced it before, but I'm so thankful for Jason and Candy. They said, go for it, jump in there. So I did. enjoyed having the experience. It was one of the best experiences of my life. Wow. I was very fortunate. Well, I had 3 girls who had experience. Me. I don't know, please help me. Like, you know your experience, you know what to do, so get in there. And so I so enjoyed this team and plan to continue next year. The girls involved, the ASL competition, one was storytelling, poetry, and handshake. Now, I'd like to share a little bit about one student. This student was a former student of mine in the 4th grade. I look at that student and I think, wow, you have grown. It loves to talk. I never dreamed someday I'd be coaching her. And her beautiful language that she is so expressive. And she won 1st place in storytelling. Wow. And I'm so proud of her. She already has that talent inside her already. And the most outstanding award goes to one of my students that I'm very, very proud of. We had a plan, and that one plan that we thought that she would use it in storytelling. Well, a friend of mine, Candy, came and observed her, and we had practiced for weeks and weeks on, and then Candy came and said, you know what, I don't think that's a good fit for her. And the student really got discouraged and said, what? No, I only have a week and a half left. What am I going to do? And I said, it's okay. Don't throw out your talent. We're just going to change it. You can do it. I said, you can. And I encouraged her. And sure enough, with a week and a half left, a short time to practice, she made it. In competition, she won 2nd place on handshake. And I was so proud of her. And that's just and this next one is an amazing storyteller in practice. Has a natural talent. And one time, in watching her sign, you know, she's encourages, she's all team. And that goes to McKenna.
I'm Jamie, and this is my 1st year as the oratorical coach. Levi asked me, and he said I needed someone to take over the oratorical team, and I was just like, I'm not really interested in that. I really don't want to do it. I don't know anything about it. And he said, please, he begged me to do it. I told him no. He gave it to me again. and I will get more money for you or something. Try to do anything to help you get what you needed, the funding or whatever. And I finally was just like, all right. I asked him so many questions. I said, how much time is it going to be to travel? Only one time. Then I said, where are we going to be? He said, KSD. I was like, okay. Well, I thought we would just go as a group, but then COVID came and KSD wouldn't allow anyone to come, so we had to do it via Zoom. And that whole experience was, trying to practice and work out the details for the kids to present on Zoom. We had to change the entire thing. We had to figure it all out, figure out how to work it. It was a little bit awkward. And it was a new experience. But the girls really enjoyed it. They did well. And I would like to call Peyton. Hannah, would you two come up? Those girls, they practiced. They wrote essays. They practiced their speech. And both of these girls won second place at GPSD. So, Peyton, you are the most outstanding. Hannah, you are the most improved, and I'm proud of the both of you.
Y'all know the cheer typically starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, stomp your feet. Everybody, come on, stomp your feet. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So this year I'm new to OSD. I'm figuring everything out, but I decided to become a coach and help out. Wow. It's been a challenge. The team has dwindled. It's not a very large team, but we have done a good job, right? GPSD, we got 3rd place, right? 3rd place. I'm really proud of our team for that. These kids maybe don't like me so much. I'm a little strict. I like discipline. Is that right? Yeah? But it's for your good. It's for the best of you. I put my heart and soul into this, and I just appreciate all of your hard work. So the most motivated, really, someone who always gets involved, always gives it 100%, has effort, has heart involved. If they make mistakes, they don't mind. They keep pushing through. They practice constantly. Come game time, they're there to support and sponsor everybody. And so we are really proud of this person. This person may make mistakes sometimes, but if you tell them to modify something, they will. Oh goodness, though. Some of the different things I've had to tell them on and correct them on. Hello everyone, my name is Kim Vance. I am the girls' head basketball coach, and this is my 2nd year as coach. But honestly, I feel like it's my 1st year, because last year, it was awful due to COVID. Games were getting canceled constantly, and then we had to go home. The girls were frustrated, we were frustrated, and so I was really excited for this year. And I was so thankful that Kara agreed to help me this year. This year, the team, we have had more girls, and I'm really thankful for Kara because we for always being willing to drive us everywhere we go. This year, Karen and I had a good problem. We had so many options to choose from for awards. Each tournament, we would sit down and we would discuss, who did what things. Everyone honestly could have received these awards to just following the statistics, the leadership, the motivation, everything about them all. And so we are so fortunate to have such a wonderful team. So thank you, girls.
Yes, thank you.
For your good attitude, all of your hard work, for your behavior, everything. We are so thankful. So the first is the Most Improved Award. This was a hard decision for the two of us.
3 or 4 weeks, we talked about it. We couldn't decide on which person.
Yes, we were looking at the statistics and see practices and motivation and all of these different factors that were going to go into it. It was a really hard decision. We had it narrowed down to 2 or 3 girls, and it seemed really close between all of them. And Levi would not allow everyone to get an award, so we had to end up picking one. And so this year, the Most Improved Award goes to Now, most outstanding. We had the same problem deciding.
Oh, we did.
We discussed this. We looked at all of the statistics. It was a hard decision based off of an offense, and then we compared that to their defense. And really, in the end, we just had to base it off of leadership. And that's how we made this decision. Because all of the statistics for the players were so close, it was neck and neck for everybody. And so we were looking at who in the game, who in practice really is showing what we want OSD athletics to look like. Who's helpful, who has a positive attitude. And also who's a good basketball player on offense and defense and everything involved. And so the two of us finally made the decision that our most outstanding player is Brooke. Next is boys basketball.
And now come on again. Our basketball team, we still have very high expectations for our boys. Now, from before to now, we depended on Isaiah so much. He was the rock. And then when he left, I thought, gosh, we're not going to have a good team, a good season. But no, far from the truth. We were both wrong. We have a new group that
We had a
came up,
younger group.
and they were outstanding. They really developed. We had games, pretty good games at the start. We went through a lull and then started coming back up. GPSD tournament. Oh my goodness, we knew we were gonna take it first place, championship. The boys worked so hard. They gave everything they had. And Pablo, oh my gosh, he got hurt during football season, and he couldn't play basketball. And I thought, well, that's all right. So we got the team together. And we said, well, we're not going to get a championship. It's not going to happen. But I told them, I said, listen, you guys come next year, we'll take it next year, right? But we did have a very young team. So I know next year they're going to do very well. So you saw the new basketball gymnasium floor. Isn't it wonderful? So, it's not something we're going to bomb. But anyway, no. The most outstanding player. Very, very capable. The last 2 years I've been looking at him as an Isaiah replacement. And he has become that new player. He does so well in games.
Yeah, he does, and he has a...
Yeah. So, the award goes to...
So the most improved player, we looked at that by their games. At the beginning of the season, they didn't really play a whole lot in the game. And then by the last game, they started getting more play time. By the end of it, they became a starter. And they really, in New Mexico, we put him one-on-one on the starter, and really, he was one-on-one the whole time.
Yeah, he led the whole, right.
Yeah, the whole game. He never was down, he never was benched or anything. He was on the game the whole time. And we are really proud of him. And it is...
Hold just 1 second, I want to say something else. You know, during practice and our drills, we have a new drill. What's that called? It's the Shannon game. Shannon game drill. And this guy loves to run. He's back and forth up and down the court. And shooting, you know, when he does free throws and he misses, he has to run. But he's always, we call it the Shannon game.
All right, we're going to have the girls come up. We've got a new award. The Best Swing Award. And that goes to Chelsea. For the most outstanding player for the girls golf team is Alexis. All right, for the boys' best swing. For the boys' best swing of golf. Craig. Nice job. And for the boys' most or most improved player.
See you later.
Hello, hello. I will introduce myself. I am Angie, and I am the girls' track coach and assistant to the boys. And I really enjoy and appreciate you helping me out, Jason. I really enjoy track. I've got 3 girls in track, and I want to thank them for being consistent and sticking with me within track. Track is tough. It's individual, it can seem boring at times, but if you stay with it all the way to the end, you will be successful. And so, for most improved, this person, she's constantly accepting every challenge and just improving little by little each and every time, whether that be shot or discus. And so her best personal score she has a record as well, so she's been breaking her record. And then this next girl, I'll ask her to do 4 different events, and she's always willing to do. My requirement is that you do the 4 events. That's the way I do it. And she's always willing and says, okay, you want to do the 100? Okay, 200, fine. 400, oh, okay. Long jump? Yep, I'll do it. So all 4 events she competed in at track meets, and I'm so proud of her. Every track meet, she improved her time. She improved her distance in long jump. It was all about her individual accomplishments, and she just continued to improve her own personal scores, and she was just continuing, and I hope she continues throughout the next 2 years. I think she may even break some records here at the school if she continues to work hard. And so this most outstanding player. And now I'm going to turn it over to Jason for boys track. We're going to switch roles.
Okay. Again, I survived. I'm a busy guy, but I survived. Coaching track, basketball, football. But during basketball, we got smaller track, we even got smaller than that.
Smaller. We start with football, then we go to basketball, then we get down to track, and we have about 7 or 3. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, the team dwindles down. So I'm proud of these 5.5 that we do have. But it's a small number. We don't get a lot of awards or a lot of medals, but we did get some.
Come on, boys. We need boys. We need more boys. Come on. And girls, we need more too.
Y'all are champs. Come on up here.
Yes, I agree.
The most improved. No. Well, okay, fine. We'll do most improved. But MVP. We had this person last year. We saw them do the long jump. They ran. And now they're going back and forth between the 2 events, and they're just doing a great job. And then they pull the muscle. And last year, we didn't have any issues at region. Then they pulled a muscle on the left, then they pulled a muscle on the right. So we're just trying to be careful. And this has happened again. At the last meet, they pulled it again on the opposite side. I'm not really ready for what's going to happen next year. So the most outstanding player, this one just has a natural talent. It's obvious. When we go to meets, they do 4 events. They can do all of the events, no problem. They can be involved in maybe 14 or 15 events, but they're limited to 4. And so they'll get medals in all events. And one goal that So which event is your favorite? 400. The 400 as well. All right.
All right. Just want to say one thing about one person. I just want to applaud that boy. Whenever Rajan was injured from track, we're having to find subs for relays and figuring out long jump and different things. I just really want to applaud. Where's Alan?
Where's Alan? Come on, yes.
Alan, we want to applaud you.
We appreciate
We're
you.
thankful for you.
And you need to stay with track next year too. Make sure you're involved next year.
I really just enjoy watching him. He tries his best, and any event that he may even not like, he may hate it, he's willing to do it. One of the coaches even came to me and said, wow, that kid has such a good attitude. He was doing the 300 hurdles. He had never practiced before, and he went on ahead and he did it anyway. And he did it for the Okay, so I'm back. So this was my 3rd year to coach robotics. This was my 2nd year with the high school. Last year, with COVID, I think we had maybe 3 weeks to build our robots and practice programming them and everything. And so that was really quite the learning experience. And then this year, we actually have a class, and I was so excited. I had 13 juniors in the class, and we just have so much time. And then COVID. School closed. And then high school got sent home. And then basketball. And then we just got busy. And then we had to close again, send kids home again, you know, this is the thing, back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, I think we maybe had 2 weeks. And I think we had 5 students that really just honed in and focused on building their robots and programming them and getting them set up and all working together. And then the night before the competition, they worked so hard, and then we ate, and then they came back.
They stayed until 9 at night.
Yes, Kelsey was working here with them. And then the next day, it's like, oh, it's finished. Oh, okay. There's just so much involved with robotics. Everyone really needs to watch some of the videos and the different things that the students do. It's not just, you know, sitting around, moving around some robots with a remote control. They have to plan, they have to build. And, you know, mistakes happen. They have to maybe start and build it again, and then tear it down again, and then build it again. And then programming them, telling them how to program their robots. They have to do it all themselves. And so this year, I just had a wonderful group. I had one student that was so motivated. I gave them a program, activity to do on the computer. I would set them up, and then I would walk away, and I would be working on other things, and I would come back and be like, I'm done. I was like, what do you mean? I mean, they were just able to get it, retain it, know what to do. They understood it, they were motivated, and they wanted to just do more and more. Within the competition, they were able to change the different measurements of things, and I mean, they worked really hard, they worked really well together. And this one student is the most outstanding, and this
Congratulations.
Stay here for a second too, Craig. I just really want all of, we have a few more things as far as working within the competition and building, you know, within that 2 weeks that we have. I just want to say thank you to all of our robotics participants for all of your hard work. So Marion and Kaden. Ishara, Craig, of course, and Shannon. Thank you all. Okay. And this year we were supposed to have a drum competition team. But in the fall, we were informed that it was canceled. You know, the national competition was canceled due to COVID, and that we couldn't even buy the drums, the parts that we needed, and so they decided to go ahead and cancel that competition. So the NRSC, this is the organization that is able to help us start, you know, building our robots and our programs. They emailed me and they asked me if I would be interested in being involved in the underwater competition. And I thought, well, sure, why not? So I asked my drum students if they would be interested in being involved in the underwater program, and they said, yeah. So I didn't really know what was going to be involved. And so someone came and trained us, and wow. I mean, there is a lot involved. There's building, there's different wires, different solder, so many different things. It is not easy at all. But this group of students, they were willing to learn within a week. And then we flew to the American School for the Deaf, and we're involved in a competition there. So I would like Rajan, Araceli, Shayla, Craig, sorry. I also just want to say Kate and Russell, if you could come as well, because they didn't get to go to the competition, but they came to the training and they practiced and they worked hard at building and learning as well. So I would like Kate and Russell Gill to come as well.
But this one,
But if they saw Araceli in competitions, she is interested. She was telling Craig, who was her teammate, I mean, she would tell him what to do, what he needed to change. She was motivated. And I was very impressed. Because of just the short time that, you know, we had to learn and then we flew to competition, there wasn't much time there. And so our most outstanding underwater ROV player is Araceli. Thank you.
So, I was informed by the boss, my boss, that the stuff on the tables, the toys on the tables, don't put toys on the coaches' tables. Because they play with them. That's all they do is play, play, play. See? Okay. Hey, come on. So, I wanted to say a few extra comments. Watching the athletes this year, junior high, having the opportunity to be involved in high school athletics and observing. And I like coaching, I do. I really do. I love coaching. And I had to back off, just let them do it, let them do their coaching job, and not be totally involved. So anyway, and the robotics, being involved with that and everything that they've done. I really wanted that coaching job. I really did. But I said, no, gotta let them go. And anyway, the kids were outstanding in robotics this year. And I had to just sit back and watch. I wanted to get involved, and I had to just back away. And I'm learning. And oh gosh, I just drool over the opportunity for this thing. But I really have enjoyed going and helping with track. You know, I watched Landon, his high jump skills, off the charts, amazing. And I said, listen, you want to stay and get a championship? He says, yeah, I want to. You want to do it? We're going to move it up. We're going to keep stretching you. So I just sat back and watched. He said he wanted to break a record. So I said, go for it. So the last one, he beat 6'5". 5'6", correction, it's 5'6". He beat the 5'6". Watch our Facebook, you can see that. You can see that event on Facebook. And he had no problem. The guy who measured and said, go ahead, beat that. See if you can beat that. Go right ahead. It was kind of funny to watch, but Landon, it was really, really fun to watch this year. And track. Raj, he had to go to the hospital. He had an issue anyway. So I do want to say I'm very, very proud of you kids. You did an outstanding job this year. Now I'm going to give it over to my boss for the All-American Award. First, All-American. I was shocked, you know, I didn't expect it. And I don't know if you know, but our awards came from two All-American Awards, NDIAA, the Deaf Schools Athletic Association. There's one there, and then there's another All-American from the Men's Deaf Digest. And the man who set up that award passed away recently. And looking at that and finding out, we have some in volleyball, but soon we were going to have that in football, and then that particular person passed away. He was involved with the organization for many years. He was an awesome man. He was a good friend of mine. And some others in the room know him. This award, the last volleyball award, maybe from Deaf Digest, goes to All Americans. Okay, next, football, the NDIAA. Football, honorable mention goes to Robotics.
Okay, next we're going to have NDIA All-American Second Team. All right, here you go, thanks. Also, he's a freshman as well, remember that, so that's awesome. All right, next we have the second team All-American, Robotics. Congratulations. And now we're going to have girls basketball. Honorable mention goes to Brooke. For girls basketball, honorable mention, it goes to Michelle. For boys basketball, honorable mention goes to Ryan. For the honorable mention for boys basketball, for the second team All-American, boys basketball, goes to Ryan. All right, congratulations to the All-American. It's awesome. Next, we have the women coaches. we looked for the girl athlete of the year, female athlete of the year. We all sat down and talked about it, and we talked about so many different things. We looked at the statistics, how they worked, the training practices, the attitudes, behavior, their leadership skills, and a whole bunch of things that were involved in making this decision. There were a lot to look at, and it wasn't an easy decision. So, without further ado.
Okay, so the female athlete of the year goes to Erin.
So, the athlete of the year. The athlete of the year is someone who, there's just so many characteristics, leadership statistics, heart, attitude, just all around an athlete. Believes in the team, encourages the team, and do you have anything to add?
I think I've already said everything from all the previous awards that have brought on this, so yeah, I think that's all.
Are you good? I'm
Yep,
good.
I agree, same.
We're all good. And we talked quite a bit about it, but we knew exactly who it needed to be. So the award goes to Brian.
Thank you all so much.
Was we're going to continue something, and I'm going to let Levi take it from here.
Okay. So we have a foundation set up with Dallas and his family, and we've created an award, and there is a monetary value added to it every year. $1,000 will be given to a girl, and $1,000 will be given to a boy, a male and a female athlete, for the the Fighting Heart Award. Understand that we have changed we've not yet officially changed the name. Now it is official, the Dallas Lowry Fighting Heart Award. And this is something that we really want to spark fire in these kids' heart. We want them to look up to Dallas and try and emulate who Dallas was as a person when he was here as a student. He was wild. He started off really wild. But he connected with the coaches. Jason especially knows this. They had a special bond, Jason and Dallas. And he just began to develop himself and improve himself. And he just was involved in athletics. He fell in love with athletics and every aspect of the deaf community and everything that he could be involved in, he was. And he was one student who we want our kids to look up to. And we just want them to put themselves into everything just like Dallas did. You know, every moment of his life that he had, he was pouring himself out. You know, that his family, he was able to donate organs, and for example, you know, we want the kids to look up to Dallas and what he was able to do with his life. And we want that forever to be a special memory. So we want to thank the family for donating with this award and for sharing your son with us. Thank you so much. First, the female that will be receiving this award. She is a firecracker of a student. She can be a little hothead. Is involved in a lot of different things, and she can blow up at any time. But she's motivated. She wants to be successful. And us coaches got together. We were discussing, you know, whether or not or who we were going to pick, but we all knew in our gut that this person was one of the top choices. And so this award goes to Congratulations, Cheyenne.
Thank you.
This award includes, here as you can see, our bison, of course, but then it also has the foundation, Dallas's foundation logo, the heart, the I love you symbol. And we had this on shirts before. And then, of course, the $1,000 donation as well. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So next, the student that we chose. Coaches, you know, we all got together and we did not expect this student to be involved like they did this year. We were all really impressed and kind of blown away. You know, previous years, they weren't really involved. They were kind of reserved. They didn't really want to do certain activities or certain sports. But this year, they really got involved fully. They fully got committed and involved in every single thing that they could within all the athletic programs. They were motivated. They were encouraging other students. They were improving in everything they were doing in the classroom, on the court, everything. And this is just a really outstanding student, and we are really proud of the student's effort. And the student who is receiving this award is congratulations, Greg.
Thank you.
I must need a ladder with that boy to give him a hug. He's so tall. And again, we just want to thank the Lowry family for coming.
Yes, thank you very much.
Next, I would like to invite our big green sponsors to come on up to the stage with me.
Wow, it's a small group, right? Hi, I am Candy, the president of OSD Big Green. It's my heart. I wanted to quit. I did. I retired. I need somebody to take my job. Anyone? Okay. We have an annual Big Green honor. Our honor of the Heart and Soul department here. And the competition is the heart and soul for any school, but especially this school. So we'd like to honor our coaches. A few years ago, Rose came up with this award, the Coach of the Year. The first coach was Chris Riebel. So last year it was Lawson. Or last year, it was Jason and Angie, both. They were both awesome. They were both champs. So this year, what are we going to do, the Coach of the Year? There's a whole line of them up here. There was a bunch of coaches. Oh my gosh. So this year, we're going to give it to She is awesome. She's fearless. She's fearless to underwater robotics. Right here.
This is what happens when you can't say no. What?
What did you say?
Congratulations. And all coaches. I would also like to add some comments. Not only to coaches, but to our wonderful athletic director. Okay? Levi is always in trouble. If we lose, he's in trouble. If we win, then the other team's mad. And you have paperwork you have to deal with, fill everything out, people are missing, and Levi is just always in trouble. When things are going right, Levi is in trouble. When things go wrong, Levi, it's his fault. And everything is just out of control and chaos and not working, it's Levi. And even when things are good, what does Levi say? Tell every student's good job. So I really just, with Big Green, we want to recognize. We need a coach, Levi, to take over. If something new is going on, Levi's willing to do it. Levi, because he wants the money. He's like, hey kids, the kids need this, I need money to set up all these different things. We need new programs for this and this and this for all of our students. And I'm just like, Levi, we are broke. So y'all need to join Big Green. Put your money where the heart is, okay? So anyways, let's just... It's your part.
This is perfect.
Did they get a picture? Always forget the pictures.
So I wanted to say there's pictures out on the table, and those pictures, those are from our wonderful photographer who donated those all for you. And the seniors, you guys get first dibs on the pictures, and then after that, you all can pick up the rest of the pictures. But first, seniors get first dibs, okay? And thank you, Robin, so much for the pictures. We appreciate it so much.
Robin, she's a wonderful photographer. We're thankful for her.
All right, and now, we have another award that we get out every year. That person is with the athletic and the academic. May not be an expert, but all over the school, they have a good attitude, good sportsmanship. They're helpful to each other and helpful to other people. The boys goes to Shannon. there's a clothing sign, there's a gift card sign, and you can pick a shirt. And you have to do it by May 15th.
Congratulations.
All right, now we are going to pick the girl. And here's the class.
Candy, Big Green, thank you for supporting our program. Really appreciate all of your help. Families, people that are watching by live stream. Remember, if you want to be involved, sponsor our program. See these guys, Big Green. Follow us on Facebook. Send your pictures in. Anytime you want to watch us play. You know, we buy shirts and help sponsor. Follow us and like us. And last, I really enjoyed the night. I laughed a lot. It was a great time. Enjoyed watching the kids and having the families here. Thank you so much, all, for making the effort to come out and support the kids. And I'm going to ask Brooke if you would come and close us out tonight. Let's close in prayer. Thank you, God, for all the food and all that you've done for us. Thank you for all these wonderful friends. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and close. I need to get some pictures and whatnot before you leave. And, you know, sorry we're out of drinks, out of beverage, but that's